Well, greetings and hello there, everyone. It is I, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, and yes, I am smelling profit, as Hondo Ohnaka, the Pirate King, the new Galactic Legend, will be coming to the game here in the next couple of months. We know this is coming. It's been announced. The pirates are being our marquees. We have half of the requirements so far in front of us. And I've really, I'm going to be activating him here. You guys are, a lot of you guys are talking about looking at forward to activating him or not, making your decisions there. But as I was thinking about it today, and I'm looking at rosters once again, we look at rosters all the time here. I really wonder, is Hondo Ohnaka about to completely flip the script, or completely reverse, or just add an entire new element to how we farm this game at the beginning and mid-game and even end-game of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? When you're not at that end-game, you're still farming up from the beginning. Is Hondo Ohnaka gonna add another layer to this game that we have not seen before? And let me tell you what I mean exactly by that. For a while now, it has been true that Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker has kind of been the crux around a lot of farming in the game. You get Jedi Knight Luke, which opens you up to Jabba the Hutt, and then Jabba the Hutt opens up Smuggler's Run 2 for you, which gives you just amazing amounts of mod materials 3 times a month. We've calculated the value of this is over 10,000 crystals every month in Smuggler's Run 2, so the return on investment for Jabba the Hutt investing in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes is like through the roof. And Jedi Knight Luke is a fairly, easy is not the right word, but an accessible target for your roster. And not only does Jedi Knight Luke lead you toward Jabba the Hutt for Smuggler's Run 2, he also leads you toward Jedi Master Luke, and his farm also ties in a lot and overlaps with Leia Organa's farm, and which then, in turn, all those overlap with Profundity. So it's kind of this, we called it 5-way farming, right? We called it, well, and Executor Farm overlaps there too, with the Bounty Hunters, Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca, etc. So we looked at Jedi Knight Luke as the crux of it, and then Jedi Master Luke, Jabba the Hutt primarily for the mods for Smuggler's Run 2, Leia Organa, Profundity, and Executors being the kind of this 5-way farming. You can go back and you can find that video, 5-way farming in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, that I made a few years ago. And even like Arnold was basing his, his farming guide was kind of a 3-way around Luke with, with Jabba, Leia, and I don't remember if he had Executor, whatever. So much in the game for early game farming has centered around Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and for me too. You guys know that I recommend Jabba as your first Galactic Legend in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, once again, because of Smuggler's Run 2 and the massive return on investment that you get from that, because I'm all about return on investment. This is an economic channel. Well, it's a Galaxy of Heroes channel, but we're talking about the economics of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes and what we're going to get back for that. Now, over time, Gas, who is kind of, off to the side a little bit, he was required for Lord Vader for the last 3 years. We had to get Gas for Lord Vader, and other than that, the clones didn't have a lot of overlap with a lot of stuff. There is Galactic Republic overlap and some Separatists over, so there is some overlap with Gas and Jedi Master Kenobi too, but not a lot of direct overlap, even though you're farming a lot of Separatist and Galactic Republic stuff alongside it. And then we got the Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, and a Galactic Legend Ahsoka also requires Gas in her farm. So now, with Ahsoka requiring General Skywalker at Relic 8, and with Lord Vader requiring, over here, General Skywalker at Relic 8, well, that's now 2 Galactic Legends in the game that require General Skywalker. But there still wasn't a lot of return on investment, because General Skywalker is not a cheap, legendary journey to go after. You gotta get some relic characters. You gotta have pretty good mods on them. It's gonna take you. You gotta get a lot of Zetas on the team. It's gonna take you some time. Again, outside of buying Gas Lightspeed bundle, Padme bundle, whatever. Outside of buying some Lightspeed bundles, it's gonna take you a lot of time to get these things farmed up. And Gas is not a cheap farm, and he also requires 400 Kyrotex, maybe 500. There's a lot of Kyrotex required when you throw Gas into a journey, because you throw CLS into a journey, that's like one of the first journeys in the game, not that expensive. And CLS and Leia, CLS Cry for Luke for Jabba and Luke, right? You throw the Gas in there, you're looking at Galactic Republic, it gets more expensive. Well, now General Skywalker is required at Relic 9 for Hondo Ohnaka. All right, so now we have 3 Galactic Legends that all require General Skywalker to unlock them. Which brings me back to having Luke and Gas in the same spot. Are we gonna have a couple of separate groupings here? Your Luke over here, your Gas over here? Calm down, everybody. I'm just saying, you know, if we've got 2 different farming paths now for Luke and Gas, even though Gas is still significantly more expensive and tougher to farm than Luke, there's not really, when you look at Gas, there's not a lot of overlap with assault battles, where Luke has his own assault battle, military might, not him, but you know, military might. And then it's going to be an interesting dichotomy. But let's take a look at this here. Let me pull it up right now. And when we had the announcements for Hondo Ohnaka, this also came out. And what this was the announcement of Smuggler's Run 3. Smuggler's Run 3, which appears very clearly that's going to be tied to Galactic Legend Hondo Ohnaka. So we put all this together. When we put all this together and we talk about return on investment and what your best early farm should be and what the best first farm should be in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, well, is Hondo going to fall in that realm? And is Hondo the one that brings the Anakin Skywalker path back around, right? Not back around, but around. Like, we got these 3 Galactic Legends and 2 ships that really overlap with Luke, and then we'll have 3 Galactic Legends now that overlap with Gas. Not really with any kind of capital ships, so you're not really going to get any overlap with the Gas farm, and then Profundity and Executor is kind of going to be over here separate. I'm thinking through that a little bit. Yeah, that's true. But it does appear that Capital Games is trying to create a couple of different farming paths for everybody. Since all of you guys are out there and you love Anakin so much, nothing wrong with that. You love, and you've all farmed Lord Vader here recently to get the clones and to get the raid ready. And because everybody, I mean, you guys made me farm it free to play. It wasn't my choice. I still don't think to today that Lord Vader is the best way to start the game as a Galactic Legend. You guys voted for it. We did it. We had some fun. We did some testing, whatever. But does Hondo Ohnaka and whatever's in Smuggler's Run 3, we don't know what's in Smuggler's Run 3. Maybe it's just a copycat of Smuggler's Run 2 where it's the same stuff, but you got to have Hondo in there instead of Jabba. That's entirely possible. Maybe it's a step up for even more mod materials. But even if it's a copycat, even if it's just a copycat, is that going to put like Jabba and Hondo together as like whatever you're doing, whatever you want? If you want the max return on investment for your roster, is it about get Executor, get Jabba, get Hondo, right? I mean, so far, aside from Gas, this isn't a really difficult way to farm. And I know the pirates are still new, so they're still single shard farms. But when you look down the road, you know, Hondo Ohnaka's not. When you look down the road, you know, as time goes on, this farm will be easier and easier. There's 2 Relic 9s. We're probably gonna have at least 4 Relic 9s for this farm. So I get all those objections. I don't know. I'm just very curious to see what's in Smuggler's Run 3. What is in Smuggler's Run 3? And do we get another capital ship here soon, right? Can we say you've got Profundity and Executor over here, and Negotiator and something else over here that kind of overlaps with a lot of Galactic Republic, even if it's a big pirate ship, but there's still some Galactic Republic ships farm, or Galactic Republic pirates, or Separatist pirates? I don't know. But I'm very curious to see if Hondo Ohnaka is going to come into the game and instead of having one farming path with Jedi Knight Luke as really what I believe is the correct path early in the game, we open up a second possible correct path, or maybe you want to get to both of them, Jabba and Hondo, as fast as you possibly can. And then Capital Games got you going 2 different directions. Luke, and again, etc. That's all I got. I just really kind of hit my brain today, and I know I've been talking about it a little bit, but I just wonder if my farming guide, when I come and put together my 2026 farming guide, which we always do in November, November, December. It's like a car, cars release early, the year earlier for the model year. I wonder if when we get to that farming guide, if instead of just saying you have to go for Luke and Jabba, that's the way to go, maybe we're opening it up a little bit here to people that want to take some different options. That's all I got for today, folks. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. And always remember, Nooch too good.